Hello everyone, I am presenting a small topic on lateral condensation technique as it is the most commonly used technique during our obturation. So the concept with this should be clear. So obturation is a method which is used to fill and seal a clean shaped root canal by using a root canal sealer and core filling material. So the purpose of obturation is to close all the portal entries between the periodontium and the root canal, to achieve a hermetic seal, to reduce the bacterial movement and to entomb and isolate the microorganisms within the canal itself. Coming to cold lateral compaction, which is most commonly used technique in our obturation, though it is not a very best technique as it has many limitations and disadvantages, which I am going to talk at the end. So in this technique, first we have to select a GP cone that fits well into the apical third preparation. Now this is known as master apical cone. So the file which has been used lastly to prepare the apical third is your master apical file, and the diameter of master apical file should replicate in your master apical cone. Now if you try to remove the master apical cone, it should always show a resistance to displacement, which is called as tuck back. So tuck back is very important feature to achieve in your biomechanical preparation. After the canal irrigation is done, it is dried with a paper point and the fit of the master apical cone is checked in radiograph. If it is extend beyond the apical foramen, then we have to cut the tip off, and again it can be confirmed in a radiograph. Or what we can do is we can take a next larger size or larger size diameter master apical cone and reinsert into the canal and take another radiograph to determine whether it is going up to the correct working length or not. If the master apical cone is short of the working length, that means the apical patency is not maintained. So in that case, we have to prepare the apical third portion with master apical file. And again, the working length is taken to confirm in radiograph. Coming to the selection of the spreader. The spreader should fit within 1 to 2 mm of the working length. When it is firstly placed along the side of the master cone, it should be 1 to 2 mm short of the master cone. So that is how we are going to select our spreader. Now next is application of the sealer. The sealer application can be done by using a Lantulo spiral or with a master cone GP itself. So after a small amount of sealer is applied into the canal, root canal, the master cone is slowly inserted up to the working length. The spreader is then introduced between the master cone and the canal wall, and it is rotated clockwise in 180-degree motion. Because of that, the master apical cone gets compacted along the walls of the canal, and it also created a space for the accessory cones. Coming to the selection of the accessory cones. So the selection of accessory cones is based on size of the spreader, size of the canal, and space created within the canal by using spreader. So the accessory GP cone must be always smaller in diameter than the spreader which has been used inside the canal. Suppose if you have taken a 20 size spreader inside the canal, then you will select number 15 size GP accessory cone. So that is how we are going to select our accessory cones. Before insertion, they should always be lightly coated with a sealer and introduced up to the depth. The spreader is then reinserted to make room for next secondary cones. And this process of insertion of secondary cone is repeated until the spreader cannot be reinserted. When the spreader can only go in about 2 to 3 mm into the canal orifice, we can consider that the obturation is completed. After this, we need a post-obturation radiograph to verify whether our obturation is proper or not. If the fit is correct, then we can shear off the excess GP in the coronal portion of the root canal by using a heated carrier. Now, the pulp chamber should always be cleaned by using a cotton dipped in alcohol to remove any excess sealer. Then post-endodontic obturation is done. Now, we are finished with our lateral condensation technique. So, there are 3 steps in lateral condensation technique that we have to follow. First is the selection of your master apical cone, the selection of your spreader, and the third and the last one is the selection of your accessory cone. Now, there are certain limitations with the selection of with the lateral condensation technique method. The lateral and accessory canals cannot be filled with this technique. There are chances of stress development when we place the spreader, so there are chances of root fracture also with this method. A dense homogeneous mass is not achieved with this method. Thank you.